On the Brian Kilmeade Show.
President Trump is trying to ratchet up a Cold War with China, I think in large part to distract from his own failures in dealing with the coronavirus here at home, which he calls the China flu or even the Kung flu in a pretty racist manner. And so it's this just seems to be more evidence of Trump trying to demonize China.
Yeah, so putting two aircraft carriers when China's trying to take over the South China Sea is him trying to win an election. That, according to Max Boot, a conservative who just hates the president and has made a living and gets booked on all these shows because he hates the president. So then he sees the fact that the president gave, or Mike Pompeo gave on the president's authority, gave the Houston consulate 72 hours to clear out, and they burned all their paperwork. If they didn't have anything to hide, or they were in briefcases, you don't usually burn stuff. So really, China and espionage is all political ploy to distract. Let's bring in Michael Waltz, former Green Beret in his other days, now with the National Guard, and now a Florida congressman. Congressman, is the president doing this as an election ploy?
Absolutely not, Brian, and that's just really disturbing to hear from Max. China is the greatest threat this country has ever faced in its history, and we need to wake up to it as a country. Exactly what Max Boot was saying is exactly what Jimmy Carter said in 1980 when Ronald Reagan started describing the Soviet Union as the evil empire that it was. It was not a competitor to be competed with. It was an evil empire to be defeated. And that's how this president is trying to shift our thinking. China has been in a Cold War with the United States for almost at least 2 decades. And it is fine time we wake up to it. To your point on the consulate, look, this has been a systematic effort by the Chinese to infuse our universities with professors, with research, with research assistants, and with students in the wholesale siphoning of our technology. And I, for one, on the Armed Services Committee, am tired of making these billions of dollars investments into artificial intelligence, robotics, advanced materials, to watch it be siphoned right over to Beijing. They just launched a stealth fighter that looks exactly like ours, ships that look just like ours, and they just launched a rover to Mars on a rocket that looks exactly like ours. They are stealing the way to the top, and we need to wake up, Brian.
Well, we absolutely do. And the question is, I know the elements are there, but have you seen a plan to lance together UK, who kicked out Huawei, Australia, who took them on and condemned them for the coronavirus, and now is changing their defensive strategy entirely to plan against them? Have you seen Saudi Arabia, who is upset about this Iranian-China deal? Have you seen a lancing together of these allies against China?
We're getting there, Brian. The reason China is such a dangerous adversary is their economy is as big or bigger than ours, and they have their tentacles everywhere, across Africa, across Europe, and people, including many American companies, they are addicted to their cheap labor, and they are practically giving things away to get people hooked and get companies hooked on their technology. But between Secretary of Defense Esper, National Security Advisor O'Brien, the China task force that I'm on the House, and the president's leadership, we are getting them there. The thing that we have that the Chinese do not have are allies, and we get the Indians, the Australians, Japanese, South Koreans, and Europeans on board, and we will be able to contain this threat. But the biggest piece is they are racing their way to the top technologically, and they're doing it by stealing ours, either through cyber, through our universities, or through mergers and acquisitions, and just buying up many companies now, technology companies that are bankrupt because of COVID. We have to fight this fight.
So if the president's going to close the gap, he's going to need a successful convention in unconventional times. You helped push Jacksonville to get this since the virus has surged there.
Yeah.
What could you tell us about the turnout that you're expecting or not expecting?
So the convention is absolutely going to happen. I think the president and Ronna McDaniel, with her leadership, have pared it down. It's going to be delegates only the first few days, where we have the first lady and the vice president giving their speeches, and then we'll come together for the president the last day. So we will have testing in place. Every delegate's going to be tested, PPE in place, and more red hand sanitizer. I think you could shake a stick at. We can do this safely, and I think we can demonstrate that we can do these kind of things in a responsible way, but still move. These conventions are critical to our republic, and we need to move forward with it. And the president can lay out his vision for what he's done and what he plans to do in the next 4 years. And as we're talking about China, Brian, Joe Biden, as we speak, his son is an equity holder, is a partner with the Central Bank of China on a number of deals that he entered while on official business, while Vice President Biden was over there having official meetings. That to me is incredible. We need to get to the bottom of it. We need to expose it, and we will not be tough on China with Joe Biden as president. He
made that clear.
Exactly what Max Boot echoed, that this is just something that
Gotcha.
country to get along with.
Congressman Michael Waltz, thank you. Back with your calls next.